Hmm. Yeah, so I have the chef server here, and I have the workstation which is in stop state. I'm going to start it. And this is the node web 001 machine, which my chef server is going to manage, right? I have total 3 machines. And this is my server where I want to run Apache or Nginx. I want to run Nginx there. And I want my chef server to manage this machine. So first let me log into the workstation. Oops, that's not. This is the workstation. All right, so let me log in as a user chef. Over here, I have the chef repository folder created, and I have a cookbook folder here. So what I am going to do right now is I'm going to write down the configuration, right? Even though I created a template folder for writing down the configuration, I haven't started with that yet. That's exactly what I am going to start with. So the first thing what I want to do is I want to create a set of recipes, and then I want to assign these recipes on the node. I have web 001 machine. My intention mainly is first I will create a recipe that contains a number of resources. One resource for installing Nginx. Nginx is a similar web server as Apache, or I can use Apache also. I thought we would use Nginx since you already learned Apache. It doesn't really matter if you can do anything with Chef. So you are going to create a recipe, and this recipe you are going to keep that inside a cookbook. First, you are going to create a cookbook called Nginx. Inside this Nginx cookbook, you are going to create a recipe, and inside this recipe, you are going to write down different rules. One rule for installing Nginx, second rule for starting the Nginx service, another rule for enabling the Nginx service at the boot time, last rule for copying some uh, website files into the document root folder. So these 4 resources you need to write down, and combining these 4 resources, you would create a recipe. And later, what you would do is you will create a run list. You will create a run list for your web 001 machine. And how you will add this run list? You would include this recipe inside the run list. Then automatically this web 001 machine would run each and every resources that you write here. That would include installing Apache, starting Apache service, enabling Apache service at the boot time, then copying the necessary files into the document root of Nginx. All these resources I am going to write down. Yes, Raj. Okay. So the first thing which I want to do is I want to create a cookbook. For creating a cookbook, go inside the cookbook folder. Over here, there's already one cookbook called example. A cookbook is nothing but a folder that you create inside this cookbook folder, and inside that cookbook you are going to write down your recipes, the different attributes, the files. So Cookbook, you can consider it to be something like a framework, a complete framework, over where you are going to write down your recipes. Then sometimes you want to define some attributes. For example, the Apache version equal to 2.4. The Apache folder is equal to etc Apache 2. The log location is equal to var log error.log. So like that, you want to define certain configuration for your Apache, certain configuration for your Nginx, certain configuration for some of your database machines. So there can be a number of attributes that you want to define inside each cookbook. So those things also you can define. The advantage with defining attribute is that whenever you want to write down in your recipe, let's say you want to install Nginx. So inside the recipe, you can write a resource called install Nginx. At the same time, you can mention the version of Nginx. Rather than mentioning the actual version inside the recipe, you can actually create an attribute called Nginx version. Then set the attribute to correct value, what you want it to be set to. Let's say Nginx version is equal to 1.8. Then inside the recipe, you would refer to that attribute apart from hard coding that actual version value 1.8 in recipe. You just refer to the attribute that you already have defined inside a different folder. So we will come into that. So first I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cookbook inside where I am going to create my recipes by combining a list of resources and stuff. So first let me go ahead and create a cookbook. The command is knife or knife cookbook or what was that? Chef generate cookbook. I think this is the command. Chef generate cookbook. Then the cookbook name. Run this command. Run this command, which would create a cookbook called Nginx. Run the command. Type ls. You can see the Nginx folder has come. Go inside this Nginx folder. Over here, you can see a number of files and folders. I told you are going to write down your recipes. Basically, it is the recipes where you are defining the task, whatever task that you want to do. For example, setting up Nginx or setting up your websites, setting up your database machine. So like that, set of tasks. Each of these recipe or task, actually it is called recipes. I refer task because so that you will understand it better. So each recipe will contain one or more resources, right? Each recipe, for example, setup Apache is one recipe that contains the resources like install Apache, start Apache, enable Apache, then copy the index file into www.html. So like that, you can have multiple recipes. Another recipe would say add the website. So that recipe can contain a file that you need to copy, the virtual host file that you want to copy to your Apache machine. One thing, you want to restart Apache once the file is copied. The second thing, then you want to create the document root and copy whatever files that you want to copy to the document root. The three things you want to do if you want to set up a website in Apache. So like that, each time, basically like that, you define a task. Each task can contain a number of resources, or resources is nothing but the tiniest rule in Chef. The smallest rule in Chef is what you call a resource, and combining a set of resource is what you call a recipe. If I refer to task, I meant to say the recipe only. Okay. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this is the folder inside the cookbook where you're going to create the recipes. And so if you look at a typical chef machine, there would be a number of cookbook. One cookbook for Nginx, one cookbook for MySQL, another cookbook for Ruby and Rails, another cookbook for Java, another cookbook for Tomcat. So like that, you split your complete chef into small individual cookbook where you can create the recipes individually. So basically, it would simplify things rather than writing everything in single place. You can actually split your recipes across multiple cookbooks. That's what you do. You create a cookbook called Nginx, and whatever recipe related to Nginx that you want to write, you write that inside the Nginx cookbook. So, right, you got it. So inside the Nginx cookbook, I have a recipe folder. This is the folder where you are going to put your recipes. And if you want, you can create another folder called attributes. Attributes is the folder where you can define your attributes. I told you sometimes in your recipe you don't need to mention what nginx version you want to install. Instead you can just refer to a variable, then the value variable you can define inside this attributes folder. Inside this attributes folder you can create a file, for example default.rb or whatever. You can create a file, and inside that you can define different attributes, for example nginx version, nginx home folder, nginx log location, the website name, right? Like that you can actually define a number of attributes inside this attributes folder. Then inside your recipe you can use refer to these attributes. Whatever values you want to use inside the recipe, you can simply refer to the variable name. So maybe attributes, we will look at that later. And you can even have a folder called files. There can be a folder called templates. I will talk about what are the significance of these folders. By default they are not created, you have to create it manually. Templates, files, there are different folders like this. I will talk about this. Basically sometimes your recipe want to copy some file into the node, right? You have, this is your chef server, and from the chef server you want to copy, let's say, the WordPress files. This is your web 001 machine where I am going to set up nginx, and inside the document root of nginx I want to copy the WordPress files. Assume I have WordPress file kept inside my chef server, and from here I want to copy the files into this var www.html or whatever the document root of nginx is. I want to copy the WordPress file over there. So this file you need to keep somewhere within your cookbook. That is nothing but your files folder. Files, or sometimes it is even templates, you can actually save the files which you want to copy to your client nodes. That's what these folders are being used for. Actually it is the files where you're going to hard code, right? The hard code files, you are going to save them inside files folder. The templates folder is little different. It does not save the actual files. Instead it saves some templates which is used for creating the actual files before it is copied to the client node. So we will talk about that in detail. Actually for now assume the files folder would contain some static file which chef want to copy to the client node, and templates folder would contain some dynamic files which chef want to copy to the client node. Whatever a file that you have inside templates folder, they are not the static files. Maybe before chef want to copy these files inside templates folder into the client node, chef want to make some modification to these files. So we are going to talk about that in detail. So first let us go ahead and create a recipe. So what is a recipe? A recipe is basically you are defining a task combining a number of resources. What is a resource? The tiniest rule in chef that can do one single task. So combining a number of rules, you create a recipe. So let me go inside this recipes folder, type ls. You can see there is a file called default.rb. So this is the recipe name without .rb. Whatever you see here, that is your recipe name. In this case the recipe name is default. If you want to create another recipe, for example I want to create one more recipe called add website, I can create a file called addwebsite.rb. So like that I can create any number of files that end with .rb, and this is going to be the recipe name. So let us go ahead and open this file default.rb. Actually there is nothing inside it. It is just a plain text file. Whatever that you have inside this content, they are commented out. There is nothing inside. So I am going to write down my resources. I am going to add the resources into it. So what all things I want to do in order to set up nginx, what all things I want to do? I can use apt-get install nginx, right? Basically, right? That's all. First I want to run a apt-get update command on the client node. First I want to execute an apt-get update command. So you don't know what is the exact resource that you want to use when you want to run the apt-get update. what you would do, search in Google chef resource to execute a command, or chef resource to run a command. So like this, you can search in Google. You will get the exact resource name that you want to use. In this case, the resource is execute. So go to this documentation. It's the best way, right? Whenever you want to do something with chef, search in Google what is the exact chef resource that would help you do the thing, right? So uh, over here you can see, here you can see the list of resources. Just expand this menu. There you can see a lot of resources are there in chef, lot of them, and one of them is execute. So you can just what I want you to do is just go through the summary of each and every resources that you see right here, just so that you will understand. So about resource page, all resource. So click on apt package. Apt package resource block manages a package on a node. Okay, so you can use this particular resource if you want to install a package on the client node. Apt package name do, then you specify what package that you want to install. Even if you don't specify anything, whatever the name that you define here would be taken. So this is the general syntax of a resource. This is how it would look like. The resource type here you mentioned. In this case, it is nothing but apt package. Then give a name for the resource. It start with a do, end with an end. And in between, you mention different. These are the different parameters that you can mention. Basically, you can mention the default release. What is the version that you want to install? Here you can mention what is the exact package name that you want to install. The provider source timeout is basically it will try to install the package, and if it is not installing within this time, it will time out. So like that, what action that you want to do you want to install it, do you want to remove it, do you want to upgrade it, what you want to do, that's what you mention in the action. So like that, there are different things that you can mention over here. You can see these are the different action you can do: install, nothing, lock, purge, right, remove. There are many things, upgrade, right? All these things you can perform within chef. So what you want to do, you can mention inside the action menu. And also don't forget to mention the package name. Even if you don't mention the package name, as you can see, it default to the name if not specified. So whatever name that you define here would be taken as the package name if you did not define a package name explicitly, right? So these are the different actions here that you can take. So right, so that's what this particular resource would do. So just go through each and every of them. So there is something called apt update. Okay, maybe you don't need to use this execute, you don't need to run this command. Instead, probably all you can do is just run the command apt get update. Use the resource also name to, you can see action. Okay, I think this is all you need to do. Apt update. Simply put this command apt update. This is all you need to put. But yeah, that's all. Great. So you simply put this apt update can be nameless. Actually, they are only mentioning. You don't you don't need to put anything. You can simply put apt get update. That's enough. So just this is one resource. This is all. There is no do and end. It is optional. If you want, you can put do and end, and in between these are the different options that you can see. Let's say you want to run this apt get update command frequently, like every this many seconds. You can mention the frequency here and the action also here. So I don't really want to put anything. All I want to do is just whenever the recipe get executed, it should run the apt get update. So just I'm not putting anything in between. just this command will do. So normally, or the other way is, if you want to execute the apt-get update command on the remote machine, what you can do? There is something called execute. You can use this command, execute. Basically, this resource you can use in Chef, which would actually run a command in the remote machine. So if you want to run apt-get update, you can write it something like this: execute. Then you give it a name. Maybe you can give the same name, apt-get update. It start with a do, end with an end. In between, you mention what command that you want to execute. So command, then you mention the actual command that you want to run, which is nothing but apt-get update. So either I can create this one, either I can run this resource or this resource. Both do the same job. I can simply put this or run this. Basically, execute is one resource in Chef using which you can actually execute a Linux command on the remote machine. So in this case, I am manually running the command apt-get update, or in this case, there's already one resource called apt update that helped me to do the job. So no need to go to execute, right? I am going to remove this execute. So yeah, I found this apt update while I was browsing for the different resources that you have. Just what I want you to do is just go through each and every resource that you see right here. Bash is another resource using which you can execute a bash command on the remote Linux machine. Batch is again another resource type using which you can execute a batch command on a remote Windows machine. So like that, you can there are lots of different resources. Just I want you to go through each and everything. Just understand what they are. You don't really need to learn it the exact syntax or nothing. Just understand what these resources would do. Basically, what it can help you. Maybe sometimes you want to copy a file to the remote machine, or you can even search in Google. Let's say you want to copy one file from the Chef server to the client node. You can search in Google Chef resource to copy a file to client node. Yeah, then you will get the exact resource name that you want to use. You can either use file or you can use cookbook file. There are two resources that would help you do this job. So like that, that's also you can do, or you can just the best thing is just go through each and every resources here. Just understand what they are. Just read this summary. That's it. So that whenever you come across some situation you want to do something, you will remember. Okay, there is a Chef resource for this. For that reason, I want you to go through each and every resource that you have here. I'm going to send this link to you in the chat. Bookmark it. Okay, so I ran the apt-get update. Fine. What is the next thing I want to do after running apt-get update? I want to install Nginx. Search in Google again. Chef resource to install a package. Right? That's what you want to do. What is the Chef resource that can be used for installing a package? Package you can use, or yum package that you can use if it is a CentOS or Red Hat machine. Apt package you can use if it is a Ubuntu server or Debian machine. So in my case, I would go with this generic one, which can be applied to any platforms, Ubuntu, CentOS, or anything. This can apply. So go to the package resource and let's take a look at the syntax of package resource. What is my intention? I want to install Nginx. That's what I want to do. I want to install Nginx. So let's go ahead and take a look. Over here you can see, you can either simply put this, then automatically this package would be installed on the client node. But that is not what I want to do. In my case, I am going to, this is the syntax. You can actually have, even you can have when statement like this. I'll show you. Package install Apache do. So you are giving some name for the resource. Package is the resource type, of course. Right? I'm looking at the resource package. Package is the resource type. I'm giving it some name for the resource install Apache. So I'm adding a case statement. If the platform equal to Red Hat or CentOS, then the package name is HTTPD. If it is Ubuntu or Debian, then the package name is Apache 2. So I can have these case statements, which is nothing actually. This is a Ruby code, even though you not need to worry about much as of now. Most of the time, you don't really need to be aware of Ruby when you want to run anything in Chef. You get these resources and these examples you get from internet. You can just look at the syntax and just have the same syntax in your Chef. You can copy paste. So in my case, what I want to do is, it is a Ubuntu machine where I want to install Apache. So the package name has to be Apache 2. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So package is the resource type. What I want to do, I want to install Apache, give it some name. You can give any name. It start with a do, end with an end, and in between I am mentioning what is going to be my package name. It's going to be Apache 2 because I'm going to run it on my Ubuntu server. Or you can even have this kind of if condition statement, which would actually automatically choose the operating system, then respectively select the package name. That is also something you can do. Or even you can have different options. Let's say what you want to do, action. What I want to do, actually I want to install it, right? So what are the different actions that you can have? Action, not see the list. Actions, yeah. You can have install is one action that you want to have. So what I want to do over here, I mention action equal to install. So package name you mentioned here as Apache 2. Action is install. Perfect. Okay, so this is the resource that would install Apache. What is the next thing I want to do? I want to start Apache, right? Of course, after installing Apache, I want to start the Apache service, and also I want to make sure that Apache will get started each time the machine boots up. Basically, I want to enable Apache at the boot time. So two things I want to do. First thing, I want to start Apache, then I want to enable Apache at the boot time. So let's take a look at what resource that you can use to manage a service. If you want to start, stop, or restart a service, there has to be some Chef resource that would help you do that. So search in Google Chef resource to start a service, or you can even better, you can search to manage a service, right? So you can search in Google Chef resource that can start a service. In our case, we want to start Apache. Then you can see the exact service name, exact resource name that you can do. There is a resource called service. So go to it, go to the link. Yeah, this is how you can, this is the basic example. Let's say you want to start Tomcat. Service Tomcat, action is equal to start. So in this case, as you can see, you are not mentioning the service name. You can do that actually if you want. You can mention these are the different options that you can put. You can mention the init command, right? Then you can even put the start command, what command you want to use to start it. For starting the particular service, what is the exact command that you want to, you can use your custom command to start the particular service. Or what is the command which is used for reloading, what is the command for restarting, what is the command for checking the status, what is the command for stopping the service, right? And what is the timeout value, right? Till Chef is not able to do this starting within this much time, it will time out. What action that you want to do, you want to start it, you want to stop it, or what you want to do. So all these things you can mention over here. So what I want to do is, if you don't mention service name also you can mention actually. If you don't mention the service name, as you can see, it default to whatever name that you had given for your resource. So either I can give Apache 2 here, or if I explicitly mention the service name, that name would be taken. So let us go ahead and write the code for service is the resource which I want to use. Service Apache 2 do what I want to do. I want to, the service name I want to put, service name is equal to Apache 2. is the service which I want to restart. Action, what I want to do, I want to start Apache. So before we do that, just take a look at what are the different action that you can perform. Maybe it's not just start that you can perform. It can be, there can be many more action. So let's take a look at the list of action that you can have. Okay, enable the service at boot. Then you can use enable as the command. If you want to start the service, start is the command. So you want to do two things. You can do it within the single resource. So under the action, I can mention start as well as enable. So how do I mention that? You can mention something like this. In a list, you can mention what are all the things that you want to do. You can create a list like this. I want to enable it, comma, start, enable, comma, start. Both things I want to do, I would put that in a list. So my action would be both enable and start. Perfect. So this is the service name. I want to enable the service. Also, I want to start the service. Perfect. That's all. So this single resource would take care of enabling Apache and starting Apache. Then what I want to do, then I want to copy some file into the index.html file, copy into the var www.html folder inside the client node, into the var www.html folder. I want to copy some sample files, right? Some index.html file I want to copy to my web 001 machine. So search in Google, you already have, but yeah, again search in Google, chef resource to copy a file. There is something called file and there is something called cookbook file. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, instead of writing, can we write a command like services Apache to restart?
Yes, over here, right? Even you can do that using the service resource itself. Earlier you may have noticed this is your service resource. Here itself, let's say, if you in this case you don't need to, it is the a normal Ubuntu service. Apache would be configured as a startup service automatically. So in that case, these are not mandatory things. If you want to, you can put a start command. Then this command would be used when you do the action start. So if I can put this also. I can put
Okay.
something like this. But chef is smart enough. If I don't put this, chef is smart enough to understand. That's a good thing with chef, right? You don't need to put the command here, service Apache to start. If you mention that, then automatically when you do the start action, this is the command which chef would use. Basically, it will run this command on the remote node, which will start Apache. I'm not doing that actually because chef will automatically do that.
Okay. In that the case, there's no need to mention action, right? If we give command.
Action that you have to look. I mean, or if you don't mention what is the default thing, right? So
I mean, if you start command, then action do we need to write? Action
yeah, action
start
you
and
need to
this thing.
write because there are different action. You need to choose what you want to do. I think by default it might be start, but they haven't mentioned it here. What is going to be the default? But yeah, I believe the default it would be start only. But yeah, it's better to mention always. Right? Whatever action
Okay.
that you want to do, you can select from this list. You want to disable this service, enable this service, or you want to do nothing, restart it, stop it, start it, whatever you want to do, you can mention in this list. Okay. So next thing, search in Google. What is the chef resource that can copy a file? There is something called file here. or there is something called cookbook file here. So you can use either. So let's go ahead and use file. Let's use cookbook file. This is not loading. Yeah, this is the syntax for cookbook file resource. So basically you mention cookbook file, then over here you mention what file should present in the node, basically var www.html index.php, var www.html index.html. So like that you can mention the file location on the client node, not on the chef server. Make a note. This is the file which you want to be present on the node which chef server is going to manage. So it's here you mention the location of the file in the chef server. So from the chef server you want to copy the file to this location on the client node. So over here you mention where exactly in the chef server this file is kept. If you simply mention the file name, then it is going to be inside the files folder. I told you within the cookbook there is a folder called files. That is where you are going to place your files which you want to copy from chef server to the nodes. So you can either simply mention the file name, then automatically the file will be taken from the files folder. So let us do that. So this is the file which I want to copy to the client node. So write it down. Or these are the different options you can see. Let's say you want to mention right. You want to mention the exact path. You can do it here, right? You can do it here. Uh, the path you can mention var www.html index.html you can mention like here. If you don't mention that here, then automatically whatever name that you had given would be taken as the path. So it's up to you. So maybe I will do copy the index file. I will give it a simple name. Start with a do, end with an end. In between I am going to write down the configuration. What are they? The source. One thing I want to mention the path on the remote machine where I want to place this particular file. Where I want to do it, var www html index.html. This is the on the node. This is where I want the file to be kept. And where is my index file saved inside chef server? Inside my files folder. That's it, right? Then you can also mention what are the permissions and everything like this. Who you want to be the owner? I want the owner to be www data. If you remember, www data is the user, or maybe I will make it root. Let's be the root. Let the owner be root, and let the group be Apache. www data is the Apache user, right? What permission that you want? Make it 644. Yeah, that's it. So action create. Yes, of course. The action that you want to do is, I think by default the action is nothing but create. So even if you don't mention, right, it says default is create. If you don't mention anything, the default is create. Anyway, I am going to mention. So there are 4 resources which I am putting here. The first resource will run the apt-get update command on the client node. The second resource would run the package. Basically, it will install Apache. This will start Apache and enable Apache. This will copy the index file into Apache. So save this one. I created my recipe. Perfect. My recipe is ready. I am going to upload my cookbook. So whenever I make some change into the cookbook, what would I do? I upload this cookbook into the chef server, of course. Right now I just edited some plain text files, right? I'm just making some plain text code modification, which I am doing in my work session. This change that I made need to be uploaded to the chef server. Of course, whenever you make any modification to your cookbook, you need to upload the cookbook to the chef server. The command is knife cookbook upload nginx. This is the command to upload your cookbook. What is your cookbook? Nginx. To upload your nginx cookbook to the chef server, this is the command you want to use. Also, you can go to the nginx folder. There is a file called metadata.rb. This time I did not make any modification, but if I wanted, I could actually give a different version for my cookbook before I do the upload, which can be important. So each time I make some change into the cookbook, I can specify a different version for my cookbook. Advisable, right? So basically then chef know what are the different cookbook versions that you have. So whenever I modify a cookbook, then I can upload the cookbook as a different version. So then in that case, chef server can do the versioning. Just think about your Git repository. Just like the Git repository would version your code, your chef can actually version your different cookbook modification. Whenever you make some cookbook modification, you upload the new cookbook as a different version of cookbook. So in this case, I did not, before uploading, I did not make any change to the metadata.rb. Maybe I can do in next time when I make some change to my cookbook, I can mention a different version in the metadata.rb. Then the cookbook would be uploaded as the new version. So in this case, in my case, I did not do anything. So my current cookbook version is 010, the exactly whatever I mentioned over here in the metadata.rb. Okay, great. So I created a recipe. Now it is time you want to create run list for your node. You have your node web 001 machine, and I want this recipe to be running inside that node. What do I need to do? Knife node list is the command that would show you the list of node that you have already added, right? You have web 001 machine. I want to edit this node. The command is knife node edit the node name. Knife node edit web 001 is the command you need to write, which would basically open the configuration of web 001 machine, where I can make the modification to the run list. Basically, I am creating a run list for web 001 machine, and I am going to mention this recipe, the default recipe, which is inside the cookbook folder. I am going to add that recipe into the run list of my web 001 node. So before you run this command, you need to do one thing. Basically, the reason I am running this command is when you run this command, I told you a configuration file of web 001 would be opened when you run this command, but the file would be opened in whatever editor variable that you had defined. So I'm going to create a environmental variable called editor and pointing into vi. Then automatically when I run this command next, the configuration would be opening in a vi editor. So basically I want to set which editor I want to use when I make modification to the node. So if you don't put anything, basically you will get an error. That is the reason I'm going to run this command. It would throw you an error saying that you please set the editor variable. So I'm going to set it export editor equal to vi. Now you run this command, then automatically the node configuration will open in a vi editor. Forget about everything, the environment, name is nothing but the name of the node. Forget about the other thing, we are going to discuss about it. Come down, we can see something called run list. This is where you need to list down whatever recipe you want your node to run. So I am just listing them down. Recipe, in the bracket I put nginx. Basically this is how you need to mention the recipe. The cookbook name followed by the recipe name, nginx colon then the recipe name, which is nothing but default. If you don't want, no need to put this. The reason is, if you don't put anything, by default it will take the default recipe, right? You can simply mention the cookbook name also in this particular case, because your recipe is default. Automatically default recipe would be taken if you don't mention the name for your recipe. So I just mentioned the cookbook name here. That's also fine. If I want, I can mention the recipe name also. So I'm going to save this. Perfect. So The changes are updated for my Web001 machine. Great. So what all things I did? I created a recipe with the necessary resources, right? Then I created a run list for my node. I attached this run list to my node, and in the run list I mentioned this recipe. So now I am going to run a command chef client. That's how chef works basically. How does your node will get the configuration from the chef server? Let's say you have, in my case I have only one machine Web001. There can be multiple machine in the infrastructure, right? There can be multiple web server, multiple application machines, multiple database machines. There can be different machines that you have in your infrastructure. All this machine, basically, when you run this command chef client in these machines, chef client is the command that you want to run on these machines. It will connect with the chef server. It will it will download the run list from the chef server. Then it will find whatever recipe it need to run. Then it will explore into the recipe and list down whatever resources it has. Then each resource would be individually executed on the node. So it is, that's how it works. Actually, it is the node that will reach to the chef server, download the run list, and then it would synchronize the cookbook, get the list of recipes and resources, and each resource are going to be executed one by one in this machine. That's how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my Web001 machine. I'm going to run the command chef client. So let me log into my Web001. This is my Web001 machine. Let me log in there. I'm going to run the command chef client. So when I run this chef client command, it will connect with the chef server. Then it identified that this is the run list. It has only one recipe, which is inside this particular cookbook, which it identified that, right? It is inside this particular cookbook. And even the cookbook version is also synchronized correctly. This is 0.1.0 is the version of Nginx cookbook. Then it found that there are four resources. The first one being the Nginx default, sorry, within the Nginx default recipe. This is the first resource, which is nothing but it will run the apt-get update command. And then it will install Apache, which was successful. And then it will enable Apache, which was actually already done. If you see up to date, what it means is it is already up to date, no need to execute it again. Service start, it's already up, actually along with the Apache installation it got started also. That is the reason it is. So basically what it means is chef resource want to do something, but that action is already taken. In that case, chef will not make any change to the node. So that's why it says up to date. So up to date means this is not running at all because it's already up to date. Cookbook file, okay. Did we create the file in chef server? No, right? The index.html file, we should have created the file in index.html, and they are saying actually you do not have the file inside the chef server. Index.html file should be present in the chef server. Then only the chef server can copy the index file to the client node, of course. So you need to put this index file either inside the files folder. You can simply put that inside files folder, or inside the files folder create another folder called default. There you can put this index.html file, or inside a Ubuntu folder you can put this. So in one of this folder you want to put it. So what I'm going to do is inside the files folder of my Nginx, go to the files folder. You will not see this files folder initially. You need to create it using mkdir command. Go inside the files folder. Then I am going to create the file index.html. This is a test index file which chef server copied. Chef server will copy, has copied to some content I am putting. So this file is going to be copied from the chef server to the client node. So let me run this chef client command once again. This time it will work. So this time, as you can File not found. Okay, I need to upload the cookbook, right? I made some change in the cookbook. I need to upload the cookbook. I did not upload the cookbook, so I'm uploading it. Okay, cool. Now let me run the chef client command once again. This time it will work. Perfect. So it's all well and good. As you can see, apt update, it says it is up to date. Apache installation is up to date. Service enable is up to date. Service start is up to date. Only this resource got executed this time because all other resources are already up to date. No need to execute them again. So basically what this command would do, it would create this index.html file from the files folder you already saved, index.html. And as you can see, there was already some file, index.html file in the node with this content. You can see what, if you see a minus button, minus symbol in the beginning, what it means is this entire content have been removed, and this is the new content that got added, which is nothing but the content inside the chef server index.html file. So you are done. Basically your index.html file is copied to the client node. So let me browse for this particular URL. First I am going to open the port 80. Let me browse for this URL, web001 machine. You can see this is a test index file which chef server has copied to web0. Perfect. So what all thing you want to do to set up WordPress, right? Let's say you want to set up WordPress. What are additional thing you want to do? You want to copy the WordPress file. So maybe copy a folder, chef resource, to copy a folder, the entire WordPress folder you want to copy to the var www.html. So for that you can use something called remote directory. So what you would do is you create a folder inside the chef server. Over there you are going to keep your WordPress files inside the chef server. Over here, something like this, remote directory. Then you mention var www.html. Go to your recipes. In the default.rb, remote directory, you mention /var/www/html do, and you want this file to be created, folder to be actually it would be already there, but it would be replaced with whatever content that you mentioned here. Source is equal to WordPress. Then I can mention this permission, the same settings, the owner, group, mod. This time, since it is a folder, it should be, since it's a folder, it should be 755. Action, create, of course, and end. So basically I can create another resource, something like this, which would basically copy the WordPress files into the web001 machine. So how about the database configuration? Maybe what you can do is inside this WordPress folder that you have inside your chef server, where you will create this folder inside the files folder. Inside the files folder, you can create a WordPress folder. Over there, you can just extract your WordPress files. What you can also do is the wp-config.php you can dynamically generate. For that, there is something called template template resource in, maybe we will do this, right? Let us do this. So I am removing this particular resource. What I'm going to do is I want to install WordPress. For that, first I will download the WordPress files. Let me go into the files folder inside this cookbook. Over there, I'm going to download WordPress. So search in Google, download WordPress. You got it, right? I mean, how you want to do it. So, download it. Extract it. So you got your WordPress folder, right? So basically you saved this WordPress folder inside the files folder. Great. This folder is going to be copied to the www.html folder of web001 machine. Great. Then what you want to do? You have the WordPress, you have wp config sample.php file, right? You want to create the database credentials. Basically what you want to do is you want to dynamically generate this file using the database credential. So for that you can use, maybe what we will do is we will move into the template stuff later. Today we will finish off the roles and environments. Okay, let's forget it. Yeah, uploading Nginx would take a little bit time here because the WordPress file need to be copied to the chef server. That's why it is taking time. Yeah, so I'll let it complete though. So now you got an idea how you can get a job done on your remote machine using Chef. Okay, perfect. So now run this. You can see. Yeah. Okay, great. No, I think there's some error. Change the group from root to action create file not found directory. Oh, it is looking for inside the default folder. Yeah, we can do. Uh, Actually, I need to keep the WordPress folder inside the default folder. So inside Nginx, inside the files folder, I'm going to create a new folder called default, and I am moving the WordPress folder into the default folder, uploading it again. Okay, now run the chef client command. Yeah, it is copying all the WordPress files into www.html folder. It will take some time, right? The entire folder is being copied. It can take some time. Okay, so this is how you can make changes in the client node. So what you are going to write inside your chef server are the rules or the law which the client machine must obey. So in the real time, you do not create run list for individual node. That's not how you do it. What you do is you split your infrastructure into different roles. There can be hundreds of Apache machines, maybe hundreds of Tomcat machines, hundreds of database machines. What you would do is you'd group this machine based on their role. You group this machine based on their role. Then you would create individual roles in Chef like web server, database server, application server. Like that, you split your machine into different roles. Then you add all your individual machine to the respective roles. One machine can be added to multiple roles. A role will contain multiple machines. So you create the roles, add your machines into their respective roles, then create the run list for the role. All web server must run the Apache recipe. All database servers should run the MySQL recipe. So like that, for individual roles, you are assigning the run list. Then automatically, whichever machine part of that role will run that run list automatically. So this is a better way rather than individually creating run list for individual machine. You create a single role. To that role, you are going to assign your nodes and run list. Right. So we will talk about it after a short break. Take a short break of 5 minutes and we will continue with the roles and environments. Who is this? Who got the error organization? I haven't seen this error. There is some problem with
Uh,
your chef installation.
this is Yashwant Basu.
I think there is some problem with your chef installation. Maybe
I
the,
have checked in a Stack Overflow. Few people got the same error, but
mhm.
they didn't have a proper answer for this.
I think the installation is corrupt. That is the reason.
Yes.
Basically, some main config files are missing. Is missing. The only
Okay.
reason which I find is either it is deleted by accident or maybe the installation did not succeed well. You may have got any error during the installation which you did not notice.
Okay, Basil. I'll just
Try again.
reinstall it.
Try again.
Yeah, thank you, Basil.
Okay, take a short break of 5 minutes. And that's why I said in the worst case, you can use the execute resource to execute a command on the node, a Linux command on the node. That can be a shell script. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much about. I think my machine is getting overloaded. It's looking good. Okay, fine. So the WordPress files are copied to RWW right? Yeah, cool. Okay, forget it. So this is how you can manage a node using the recipes. Okay, I want to do one more thing. Let's say I have a change in mind. Let's say think about this recipe apt-get update. There's a recipe called apt update which execute the apt-get update on the client node. And I have a second thought. This is probably a resource which I want to run inside most of my recipes, right? Most of my recipe would contain at least one package installation. Before doing any package installation, I want to run a apt-get update command. So instead of hard coding this recipe, hard coding this resource inside each and every recipes, what now I am going to do is I will create a separate cookbook called apt. Inside that cookbook I am going to create a recipe with this particular resource. Then to the other recipes I will simply include this one. Better, right? Because I don't need to put this resource everywhere. Instead I create that in a single place, then include the apt uh, recipe everywhere else. That's what I'm going to do now. Let me remove this line. So the same line I'm going to maybe yeah, this line I am going to add to my apt cookbook. Apt underscore update. Okay, remove this from here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new cookbook. What's the command? Knife cookbook create, right? Apt. Sorry, the command is chef cookbook generate. Previously this was the command for creating cookbook. Now it has changed. Yeah. Chef generate. Okay, chef generate cookbook apt. Okay, it created a apt folder. Go inside the apt folder, you can see the recipes folder. Go inside the recipes, you can see a default.rb. Over here I'm going to put my resources. What is that? Apt underscore update. This is the only resource which I want to put inside this recipe. So I have the apt cookbook. Inside apt cookbook I created one recipe which would simply run the apt-get update command. Great. So I'm going to upload this apt cookbook into the chef server. What is the command? Knife cookbook upload apt. What's the next thing I want to do? For one thing, you want to mark Nginx as a dependent cookbook of apt. Nginx depends on apt. So go to your Nginx cookbook, make the modification there. First thing, modify the metadata.rb. Then you mention Nginx depends on apt. Depends apt is what you need to add inside the metadata.rb of Nginx. Go inside the recipes folder and open your default.rb. Over here I am going to simply mention include recipe apt. Include recipe, I mention apt, or I can put apt default, whatever, it's fine. Since it is the default recipe, I can simply put apt. That's it. So now I am going to upload my cookbook. What's the command? Knife cookbook upload Nginx. Do I need to edit my node? Do I need to add apt recipe also here? Not required. I don't need to put apt recipe inside the run list. Automatically, since Nginx depends on apt, it will automatically take the recipe from apt, run it first, followed by the other resources within Nginx recipe. So no need to make any modification to the run list. So if you run the command chef client command, the same thing will happen, but through a different approach. Run the command chef client in the web001 machine. First it identified synchronized run list, it is Nginx. Then it realized that it is spread across two cookbook. One is Nginx, the other is apt. They have been synchronized. Then it got the list. First it is apt default got executed first, followed by Nginx default that contains these many resources. Each of them got executed one by one. everything is looking good. So this time, as you can see, the same thing happened because there is no change to the resources. But this time there are two cookbook and your recipes are spread across two cookbook. First it will run the APT followed by Nginx. This is also something you can do. You can mark a cookbook depending on another cookbook. Okay, fine. So the next thing is roles and environments in Chef. So I told you what is mean by a role. Split your infrastructure into different role. Then add the machine into individual roles. A machine can be added to more than one role, that is fine. A single role can have multiple machines. And there is also something called environment as well. So what is environment? Think about this. You have different environments. I normally talk about a production environment, right? What is mean by this production environment? Basically, it contains the machine. This particular infrastructure contains the machine that are serving your live traffic, your customers on the internet. When they browse for the your website or the web application, they will hit your infrastructure and they are going to get the web pages from your infrastructure. That is the production. Sometimes you will have some testing infrastructure which contains set of machines, but these machines are not exposed to market. Basically, these machines are used for some internal purpose. So like that, there can be different environments within a company which is used for different purpose. So think about this. You have one web server machine in the testing environment, another web server machine in the production environment. There can be differences. So in this case, as you can see, both serve the same role. Both are web server machines. Probably they are running Apache. They have one or two websites running in it, right? The same software is that you are going to deploy in there, right? The machines serve the same roles, but there can be some difference between them because they are part of different environment. For example, the website name here is going to be basil.com. The website name that you configured in Apache here is going to be basil.com, but over here in this machine the website name is could be beta.basil.com. So like that, maybe in this machine you are running Apache version 2.4, in this machine you are running Apache version 2.5, the development version. So there can be some differences between these two machines, even though the machine are serving same role, because the machines are part of different environments. So basically what we can do is, Chef is smart enough to identify the machines belonging to different environment, then apply different settings for machine based on their environment. For example, if it is a production machine, it will install Apache 2.4. If it is a staging machine or if it is a testing machine, Apache, it will install Apache 2.5. So like that you can make the changes. So you can create environment in Chef and you can create roles in Chef. So let's take a look how to do that. So go to the Chef repo folder. It's outside the cookbook. Go to the Chef repo folder. You can see a folder called roles and another folder called environments. Go to the folder roles. And over here I'm going to create a file, right? This is how my role file will look like. Actually in the PPT, the steps are for installing Nginx, right? In our case we did Apache, but right, it's same, no differences. Okay, so this is how you can create a role. First you create a file called webserver.rb. You can give any name. Let's say webserver.rb. Over here, I would mention the configurations of the role, something like this. You specify the name of the role, a short description, then what is the run list for this particular role. If the machine belongs to the role web server, what run list would run on that machine? That you can do. Or you can create environmental specific run list. For example, if the machine is a web server and it belongs to production, then this is the run list. If the machine is a web server and it belongs to the testing environment, then this is the run list. So you can actually mention environmental specific run list. You can do that, something like this. Then over here you can mention the attributes also. Basically, I told you can define attributes to indicate different configuration. For Nginx, the log location you want it to be this. For right, then GCP you want to turn on. So override attributes that you are setting, basically, if you specify this override attribute settings here, what it means is this has the highest priority. Whatever attribute that you mention here will get the highest. Earlier I told you within the cookbooks folder you can create a folder called attributes, and inside that folder you can define attributes. For example, the website name is equal to basil.com, Apache version is equal to 2.4, Apache log location is equal to error log. Like that you can mention different attributes inside the attributes folder within cookbook, or you can define attributes inside the roles, or you can even define attributes within the environment. So if you define attributes in all the places, let's say same attribute, the website name you are defining in 3 places, the highest priority will go to the environment, next priority will go to the role, the last priority will go to the cookbook attributes, right? So within the role I am mentioning some override attributes. So if Nginx gzip is off as per the cookbook settings, this override attribute would turn it on. That's what I mean by override attributes. So save this file. So as you can see, basically I am mentioning for production machine, this is the run list. Basically there is a separate recipe called config prod within the Nginx cookbook. Okay, I created the cookbook called Nginx and I wrote the rule for Apache, right? Please don't get confused, right? There is no scope for confusion. I mean, you can do anything. The good practice is if you are creating a cookbook called Nginx, write down the recipes for Nginx. So in my case, I should have created a cookbook called Apache, but that's okay. It is just a name. Sorry about that, and sorry if it confused you. Better option is I could have given a name for the cookbook as Apache. So yeah, because I was dealing with Apache, not with Nginx. Nginx is a similar web server. Okay, forget it. So basically, if the machine belongs to production environment, I want the run list to be this. This recipe is what I want to be running on the production machine. So what I will do is I will create this recipe. Currently this recipe does not exist. I will create this recipe inside the Nginx cookbook. Maybe I mean I will just copy paste from the default.rp. That's fine. Okay, so save this file. Basically you just wrote the information about the role. Now you want to create the role. The role is not created yet in the chef server. You are going to do that. The command is going to be chef knife role from file web server. So this is the command you need to run in the workstation, which will read this file and create a role in the chef server. So you need to run this command. Just creating the file is not enough. You need to run this command, then only the actual role will get created in the chef server. Okay, the role is got created. Now I am going to create an environment. Go to the folder environments, and I am going to create, my plan is I want to create a environment called production.rb. So in the production.rb, this is how you create a environment. Again, specify the settings. Name is equal to production, description, cookbook version. For production machine, this is the Nginx cookbook version I want to use. You can even mention, if it is a production machine, use this cookbook version. Alright, I told you can version the cookbooks, right? Whenever you make some change to the cookbook, you can give a different version number before you upload that into Chef server. So there are different versions of your cookbook will have different versions. So you can mention which version need to be applied on the machine that are in production environment. And over here you can also specify override attributes. I told you these are the settings that gets the highest priority. Whatever you that write down inside the environment, they gets the highest priority. You are basically setting which spot Nginx would listen on. You are defining an attribute for that. Then you are defining an attribute for the MySQL root password. So save this file. So name production. So I want to create an environment called production. So to create the environment, the command would be knife environment from file production dot. This is the command which would actually create a environment called production. Perfect. The environment is created. Great. What's the next thing that you want to do? Now you want to modify your one thing I missed. Basically, if you noticed it, we already have mentioned inside the roles. I mentioned a different run list, right? Config prod. So I need to create this recipe. Otherwise, I will get an error. So first, let me create this recipe. Go to the Nginx cookbook recipes folder. I already have default order. I will just simply copy. You already understood what I want to do. So I simply copy. Basically, I want to create a new recipe because the role says so. If the machine belongs to production, the machine should run this particular recipe instead of default. So then that recipe should be present. That's why I created it. So let me upload the cookbook. Again, I added a new recipe, then I must upload the cookbook. Great. Next thing what you want to do, knife node edit web 001. Basically you are editing the machine and you are going to, instead of putting the list of recipes under the run list, you are going to mention role is equal to web server, right? You are basically adding your node web 001 machine to the web server role. Then automatically the web server settings would apply to the node, right? What does web server settings? You already mentioned the run list as Nginx default. If the machine is in default environment, if it is in production, what is the run list? Config prod. So I am adding my machine web 001 machine to the role web server and to the environment production. Save this file. Great. Now run the chef client command now in the node. What would be the reference? Of course, the resources are going to be same, but this time it got the run list as config prod. Makes sense? Why does it got config prod? So what happened now? So you run this command this command on the web 001 node. Chef client, you run it on your web 001 machine. It connected to the chef server. In your chef server, you have it asked it looked at the chef server. It tried to download the run list. Then the chef server found that web 001 machine belonged to the production environment and web server role. So it looked into the role settings and it found that if the machine belongs to production environment and web server role, Then the run list is going to be config prod. Then it resolved the config prod run list, config prod recipe. It found that two cookbook are included there. One is APT, other is Nginx. Both are synchronized, and each and every recipes would run one by one. Same step, but yeah, as you can see, the approach is different. So this is how you can create multiple roles and environments in Chef. Then you can add all your machine in your infrastructure into their respective roles and environments. So this is something which I want you to start doing. Write a recipe to set up your WordPress. Write another recipe to set up your database, create your database and create the database user and password. Actually, if you want to run any MySQL command, I think you can do that using Chef, but MySQL Chef. There is something called MySQL Cookbook, but I don't know if you can run SQL queries. I don't think you can. Initial root password. Connecting with the CLI. I think you can do it. Okay, basically you need to so basically you have to run this command manually, right? Run this command manually on the Linux shell. MySQL hyphen. This is not required. You can simply run the command MySQL hyphen u, the username, hyphen p, the password, hyphen e. Then inside double brackets you can mention whatever SQL command that you want to run. So if you run this particular command on a MySQL node, you can basically execute the SQL queries that you put inside the double quotes using this shell command, Linux command. MySQL hyphen u, the username, hyphen p, the password, hyphen e, then the SQL query. This way you can execute a Linux command on the database node. So this way you can, this approach you can use if you want to create a database, create a user and password and everything. So what I wanted to do is just start setting up your WordPress environment using Chef. Set up the database, set up your WordPress machine, set up your Apache, PHP, everything. Try to do that using, start doing that, and tomorrow I would give you the complete thing what you need to do on Chef. Right. So any questions? Anyone? Any questions? Cool then. So I hope you are following, you are doing good. Continue watching the video again if you feel you need to, because chef can be little new to you, right? Just make sure that you are following chef very well. Am I going too fast? Okay, I will slow down. Yeah, maybe because you already have AWS work going on. I will try to slow down. Right?
Basil, can you just upload this video today if possible?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, cool then. So let's wind up, and yeah, please feel free to give any feedback. If you are going too fast, you're going too slow, right? You are not getting enough time to interact, anything, just feel free. Yeah, yeah, thank you, and thank you all. I'll see you tomorrow.